Most of you would have heard of them. Some of you might even be lucky enough to have some of them. For the rest of us, they're a bit of a dream. I'm talking about Megabuck flagship IEMs, and in today's video, I'm looking at the Spiral Ear SE6 Edge Universal. Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? It's David here from Prime Audio Reviews. Now we're stepping into Megabuck territory this time. When I say Megabuck though, these are far from the most expensive IEMs on the market. These are coming in at, let me see, it's like 1,800 euros, and that is for export outside of Europe, and it's 2,200 euros within Europe. That's with the VAT included. So yeah, pretty Megabuck IEM. You do get this lovely pelican case. Just look at that carabiner. How sweet is that? But yeah, so great case. Inside, you don't get a lot. You get the IEMs. And in fact, one of my gripes here is you get 3 pairs of generic Chi-Fi spiral ear tips. I'm not saying these ear tips are bad, but I just think if you're spending that kind of money, there should be at least 3 different types of ear tips in there. So nine pairs in total, maybe a pair of foam ear tips thrown in for good measure, because you don't want to spend, you know, upwards of 1,800 euros and not get a good fit with your included ear tips. So here are the IEMs themselves. Have a look at those. So they're pretty ordinary. They're not very flashy at all. Like normally I would expect for a higher priced IEM, you kind of expect some really fancy design. Some people are going to like the low-key design and some are going to not like it. Personally, I don't really mind. I kind of like this low-key design, especially if you're conscious of walking around with flashy, expensive-looking jewelry in your ears. Then, you know, this might be just what you're looking for, something really low-key, subtle, look like just about any other IEM. And then, of course, there are some people who want that dragon skin, that Empire Ears sort of dragon scale, flashy faceplates or whatever. But, you know, it is what it is. The shells are resin, they're not metal. They've got 0.78 millimeter connectors there. And yeah, just really low key. They're only available in one color in the universal version. If you buy a custom IEM, which is what Spiral Ear specializes in. By the way, Spiral Ear is a Polish company. They're in Poland. And they've been around for quite a while, and they have quite a reputation for making excellent IEMs. But yeah, resin shells, so nothing flashy at all about these. You do get this nice hexabore nozzle design. So 6 bores in total there, 1 for each balanced armature driver, I presume. I don't know what type of BA drivers are inside. I just know there are 6, and there is some fancy crossover implementation as well. There are very few details available actually about the internals here. I can't even tell you what the impedance or sensitivity is. I don't normally mention those anyway. But anyway, let's get back on track. So the shells, they look like that. They are extremely comfortable. I have worn these pretty much all day long on a couple of occasions. So super comfortable. As for the cable, it looks like your fairly standard generic Plastics 1 type cable. I can't confirm it's a Plastics 1 cable, but it certainly looks like one. And it's good. It handles wonderfully. It's nice and lightweight. It's smooth. And, you know, if you're spending this kind of money, if you don't like it, you can probably upgrade to something else. Anyway. So how does a Megabuck IEM, or this particular Megabuck IEM, how does it actually sound? We'll throw up the graph now and you can see it there. It's a little bit unusual. If you're sort of relatively new to the IEM scene, if you've been indoctrinated into the age of influencer target responses and Harman and all that stuff, this probably looks pretty weird to you. You've got that rolled off sub bass, you've got those elevated upper mid range, and then you've got those two big valleys in the treble there. You know what? Don't even think about the graph because it looks pretty scary compared to what we're used to nowadays, but just don't even worry about it. Let me assure you right now, these do sound great. How great do they sound? Well, let's get into that. So the SE6 here takes a subtle approach. It's not clamoring for attention like an overexcited puppy. It's not all jumpy and up in your face. So unlike a lot of IEMs that have got like a booming bass or a sparkly treble, the SE6 Edge's presentation isn't particularly forward or intimate. However, it's far from dull or uninteresting. Let me get that straight right out the gate. On the contrary, the SE6 Edge captivates with its exceptional resolution and above all, its naturalness. This emanates from its well-balanced timbre and a touch of warm undertones. While it maintains a neutral and uncolored sound, these warm undertones kind of lend it an authentic and lifelike tone. Let's talk about the bass now, and at the same time, let's establish something right from the start. The SE6 Edge is an all-BA IEM, meaning it's not specifically designed for bass enthusiasts, or in other terms, bass heads. So if you're a bass head, you probably do not want to consider these. You want to go and look at something like the Empire Ears Legend X or something, Legend Evo. Oh gosh, I need to catch up on them. But anyway, despite this, the SE6 Edge manages to deliver a bass response that is remarkably convincing, almost rivaling that of a dynamic driver, albeit with a more refined touch. The bass is fast and controlled, as you would expect from a BA driver, well, 6 BA drivers, but it also possesses significant impact and texture. So it's not a bass head IEM, but yes, it can deliver some impact. I haven't felt wanting for bass at any time during my testing of these. The sound is just captivating, lending weight, fullness, and warmth to various instruments, from like kick drums to double basses. The attacks and decays are conveyed with naturalness, maintaining a sense of rhythm that is both harmonious and well balanced. Then there's the mid-range, which is spacious, really spacious and really spread out. It has a warmth in its tone, imparting naturalness again. Its note density, along with a neutral stage position, gives instruments and vocals a lifelike quality. So I'll get more into the soundstage later, but just keep in mind the positioning of the stage, if you can picture it in your head, is kind of neutral. It's not up close and forward like this, and it's not really pushed back. It's really neutral. It's a mid-range presentation that is neither intimate nor distant, you know, but as Goldilocks might say, it's just right. That upper mids lift in the graph might look alarming to some, but it's tempered masterfully by strategic dips in the treble. The result is a forward yet warm and smooth upper mid-range. The SE6 Edge mid-range sounds charming, even somewhat pensive, you might say. It's a mid-range that doesn't need to move aside or battle with the bass or the treble. It simply exists in harmony with both of them. Then there is the treble, and the SE6 Edge's treble is exquisitely crafted, delivering abundant details enveloped in this lovely warm tone. While it possesses a somewhat laid-back forwardness, it remains fast and crisp, showcasing its technical prowess. Ultimately, the treble is tuned to evoke an organic tone and prioritizing richness over sort of laser-sharp precision and the pursuit of those minute details. In essence, the treble of the SE6 Edge is subtly attenuated, yet remarkably resolving, graciously stepping aside somewhat to allow the mid-range to shine. And this self-effacing approach grants the mid-range prominence, endowing the sound with clarity, airiness, and intricate nuances, resulting in a more harmonious and organic presentation, very coherent from top to bottom. And then finally, for the soundstage and technical performance, the SE6 Edge stage is expansive, but not so much from its scale, but more from its excellent separation and really nice black background. It feels spacious and organized, with each instrument and voice occupying its own place on the stage. With the addition of its resolving nature, like excellent resolution and very strong imaging and positioning, you can sort of get easily swept up in the holographic imaging within the soundstage, and that is largely due to the excellent treble tuning, which doesn't cast any glare throughout the spectrum. It just highlights what it needs to and leaves other areas in shadow, giving you that beautiful audible contrast. And because of my peasant reviewer status, I'm not going to be comparing these with anything else. I could compare them to sort of some mid-fi, chi-fi IEMs and whatnot, but really it's so unique and different from what any of those do. There's nothing really in my entire library that sounds like these do. I could probably think of something that comes close, but at the moment, right now, nothing is coming to mind. So I think I'm going to wrap it up there. But in conclusion, the spiral ears, or the spiral ear, I should say, SE6 Edge is what a wonderful IM. I tell you what, these are a loaner unit, and I'm really not looking forward to sending them back. I would like to keep these in my stable of IMs because I tell you what, these sound incredible. So fully recommended if you can afford it, that is. Anyway guys, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it the old thumbs up, Parfam audiophile style. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see more audio content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And until next time, I'll see you later.